Good morning, my friends. This is 20 minutes later than the video I'm about to post, and there were just two chemtrails immediately above me. You can see the plane there. The trail of that plane has done a massive curve. Well, it's actually done an S-shaped curve. He was flying along and then he did an S-shaped curve, which obviously is not a passenger flight. You can see the dramatic difference in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes there are chemtrails absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And they're spreading out. This cannot be condensation. You can see strange shapes, shadows. Look at the chemical assault in the sky. This is in a matter of 20 minutes. Absolutely everywhere. Before, when I made the little video just 20 minutes ago, there were just two fresh chemtrails from horizon to horizon above my head. Now, in the distance there were many. That's why I was getting so annoyed, because I knew this was coming. But 20 minutes later, and the sky is filled with nanoparticles, heavy metals, toxins, barium salts, all these things that we have picked up in our rainwater analysis in excessive amounts. Yet this is officially denied by the government, by the establishment. I've contacted Greenpeace. They deny all knowledge of chemtrailing and say it's a hoax. It's nothing to be concerned about. You just carry on giving us your direct debit every month. Well, I tell you what, Greenpeace, you're a bunch of tossers. You really are. What a despicable bunch you are. Claiming to be activists protecting the planet. What a crock of shit. You really are liars. Filthy liars. Oh, this is incredible, my friends. The government denied. I've contacted George Galloway, an MP in the UK, who people might think is a good guy. Yeah, he stands up for Palestine to a degree. Okay, now no one mentions in Palestine about the ongoing Palestinian Holocaust and the system of apartheid, yeah, and the fact that the atrocities that are going on perpetrated by a group of people that went through a Holocaust of their own. It doesn't make sense, does it, how that could happen? Out of all the people on the planet, the Israelis should be the last ones to inflict a Holocaust on anyone else, especially since the Palestinians were the only ones that were nice to them. This is incredible, my friends. Sorry to digress about Israel, because let's face it, they're only warmongers, aren't they? They're only at this root of all the governments. They only put all the pressure in America. They control Congress, and America are the ones spearheading this weather control program. But don't let me blame USA. I have come across many great USA citizens who are doing their utmost to expose this. The huge mass deception that governments all around the world are complicit with. All the governments are complicit with this worldwide weather control program. They all lie. It is up to people to gather the verifiable facts, the numerous verifiable facts, become familiar with these verifiable facts and start communicating. I recommend you all get your own rainwater analysis to confirm what you already should be knowing at this stage. If you are listening to this video, then you must know we are literally under an eco-assault. The sensitive self-regulating systems of our Mother Earth are being tampered with at such a level it's critical. It's absolutely critical. They could blow the whole thing. They are using HAARP, an electromagnetic radio frequency device. There are many of these installations all around the world. They're in Russia, Syria. They're in China. They are in Norway, IceCat. They are in Alaska, they are in Long Island, they're in Area 51, they're in Puerto Rico, they are in Australia, they're in India, they're in China. They're absolutely all over the planet, and they have created a grid so they can fire their extremely low frequency radio waves at tremendous power all throughout, creating a grid throughout the Earth. and they can manipulate the jet streams by heating up the ionosphere, raising the stratosphere, and repositioning the jet streams as they wish, amongst many other horrendous things they can do, including mind control. How do they do that? Well, our brains work at the same extremely low frequencies, and they can just direct these frequencies and with suggestions, whether or not it's to make us depressed, lethargic or inactive, or to not object to an illegal war in Syria, or an illegal invasion of Iran, or an illegal invasion of Libya, or an illegal invasion of Iraq. Or whether or not to be inactive to stop us trying to reject what the government is doing. Governments around the world are doing to the planet. They're destroying the ecosystems. This is the most important times of our life. If the human population does not wake up to the mass deception, we will all end up with radio frequency identification chips in us, the ones that survive. There is a depopulation program where they intend to get rid of 6.5 billion people. You think this is a mass hysteria? You think I'm a victim? I'm paranoid? Well, it's not true. Just research the United Nations Agenda 21. This is what you need to know. This is their roadmap for the 21st century. This is what it's all about. We must become acquainted with the facts. This is what the ruling elite are planning for the future. They want a manageable population. They want to take away all property rights, and they want to take away all rights for families to raise their own children. The state is going to raise the children instead. Why? So they can indoctrinate them, so they've got themselves a nice controllable population for the future vision that they have for the United Nations Agenda 21. Weather modification playing a large part in that, and this is part of the reason they're going to cause a catastrophe to force us all to move from our homes to zones, living zones, pack 'em and stack 'em living zones. Because no one in their right mind is going to leave their homes, so they're going to create a natural catastrophe by shifting the poles. They can do this with HAARP. This was theorized over 100 years ago by Nikola Tesla. This is absolutely crucial. People wake up to these facts because it's real. It might be incredible, it might be unbelievable, but the evidence is all around us. Just look at this chemical sky. Everything you can see in this sky today, my friends, is impossible under natural circumstances. Contrails do not fan out like this. Anyone aged over 30 can remember what the weather was like. Possibly even anyone over 20. Just look around, look at the sky, and realise we are under an eco-attack. This is war. Absolute war. And the most incredible thing about this war is that a lot of the population won't believe it until it's too late. Their timeline has shifted. They've slipped behind. I'm talking about the establishment and the New World Order and the secret club that's behind the United Nations, because there's a group of elite ruining the world and running the world for their pleasure, and they're using the banking systems to collapse economies all around the world, and they're using science to control the weather and increase the prices of food, to ruin harvests, to make sure that there's a shortage of food and potable water, because without water we're all going to suffer. They are poisoning everything. We have to wake up, my friends. Our governments are lying to us. Our governments cannot be trusted. They appear to be elected individuals of a fake democracy. They are groomed individuals, and they're not people. They're not elected officials of the people. They're just groomed officials. You just choose the best of the rubbish. Now take care, my friends. This is absolutely incredible, and it's real, and we have to wake up and unify. That's what we have to do. We must unify. We must become familiar with all these verifiable facts, these numerous facts. You have to understand a little bit of the science. You have to become familiar with the science and realise that these chemtrails that you see in the sky, vapour cannot do this. This is a physical, atmospheric impossibility. Vapour cannot expand like this. It cannot spread out in these wavy forms. These cloud formations are completely unnatural. They are spreading barium salts and heavy metals into the atmosphere, and they're incredibly toxic and dangerous. They don't care. They don't care about us. We are expendable collateral damage. You have to wake up, my friends. Find these verifiable facts, become familiar, and learn to communicate. Learn to get over the ridicule. Learn to get over the ignorance. Learn to get over the anger you're going to face. And you're going to have to deal with yourself. It's a big shock. The establishment are playing with us like toys. They are spraying us like insects, and they deny it's happening. It's time to wake up, my friends. This is the time to wake up. Only in overwhelming numbers can we hope to overcome this dominant minority that are in charge of these fake democracies. And it's all around the world, my friends. All around the world. Take care. Bye for now.